Let's dive into the discussions shaping the nation.
Thank you, Concall, and I'd like to acknowledge Richard Hurley above in the gallery, and his friend Paul Lenihan as well. Welcome here to the door. Minister, we can do all the frameworks and with all the best of intentions, but unless you have the infrastructure, you can build nothing. I'm just going to give you a small, for instance, on an application with Ishcairn at the moment. 42 houses to be built in Pallaskenry, an A4 page. All they've to do, Minister, and I could ask for your help for this one, an A4 page to say that there's capacity in the storage system is delaying 42 houses to be built in Pallaskenry at the moment. I've been on to Ishcairn, I've been on to our local county council, and the executive met with Ishcairn and they said, yeah, we'll look into it. If it takes them a month to look into an A4 page, which I sent them the last draft of, they sent the last one, but it expired, they just have to change the date on it and send it back, and it's holding up 42 houses. How are we going to build houses for people if there's this type of delays? Croom is the same thing again, Minister. Infrastructure is key if you want to build houses. 6 months, 60 houses were held up in Croom due to Ishcairn again. But it wasn't all their fault, because the local authorities, when they handed over stuff to Ishcairn, delayed because they didn't realise they had commitments given to people for building houses before they handed it over. So, lack of communication. People building their one-off houses in Ireland, everyone should have a right to live where they grew up. If there's adequate land, if there's adequate road frontage, visibility and percolation area, they should be allowed build. You can go in to a town and you can put 15 houses into a half an acre. But if somebody wants to build a house in the county, it's a half an acre is what they're saying. We want then people, with the guidelines that you're saying now, that they can build a second house up to 40 square feet on the same property, 400 square feet, 40 square metres on the same property, so if somebody wanted to downsize. So if somebody was in a family and they wanted to downsize, 400 square feet is only 20 foot square. We should be allowed to build something a little bit bigger on a half acre site, especially if you can build 15 or 16 houses in an area, in a town, a city or a village, you can build 16 houses. But in the county, you're saying we can only build one and maybe put in 400 square feet as well after that. We need to look at these people to make sure that we can actually invite our people to come home and make sure that if they want to build their own houses, which is no cost to the state, and put a roof over their own heads. Thank you.
Like, share, and subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.